Good evening. My name is Dr. Kwesidia, and I've had the honor of serving as the director of the Graduate Entry Pathway program. And tonight, I'll be the host for the Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing pinning ceremony. First, I would like to welcome Chancellor Collins, Provost Floyd, Dean Vitello, faculty members, distinguished guests, family, friends, and last but certainly not the least, members of the class of 2025. It is with great pride and joy that I stand before you today to celebrate this important milestone in the lives of our graduating nurses. Tonight, a moment of honor, reflection, and above all, appreciation. First and foremost, to our graduating class, congratulations. You have demonstrated resilience, compassion, and unwavering dedication throughout your journey. The commitment you've shown in the classroom, in the clinical settings, and in facing every challenge has been truly inspiring. To the families and loved ones who supported these students, you were their foundation. Your encouragement, patience, and sacrifices made it possible for them to reach this point. On behalf of our entire faculty, thank you for being their steady anchor. To our nursing faculty, your passion for teaching, mentoring, and molding the next generation of nurses deserves special attention. You have given not just your knowledge, but your heart. You've walked beside our students with strength, wisdom, and grace. The impact you have made cannot be measured. Tonight, as we celebrate these graduates, we are not only marking the end of an academic chapter, but we are also welcoming the start of lives dedicated to service, healing, and humanity. I have no doubt you will carry forward the values, skills, and excellence that the faculty have instilled in you. To all who have been part of this journey, thank you. Your contributions have shaped the nurses we honor tonight. Congratulations, class of 2025. The world needs you. And from my heart, they say the best speech comes from the heart, right? From my heart, I will say thank you for giving us a trouble-free year. Thank you. First, I would like to welcome Chancellor Collins to say some few words.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to UMass Chan in this beginning of our school year. This is a convocation week, and we begin a series of activities. Last Friday, we had the white coat ceremony for our medical students. Tonight, the pinning for each of you. Tomorrow afternoon, a recognition of nurses who received their white coats. Graduate school ceremony on Wednesday afternoon. They actually get a pointer to give a talk. They didn't really want white coats or pins. They said they would like to have a pointer. It's great. And then Thursday, I get an opportunity to open the school year right here, give out a series of faculty awards, and then give some thoughts about the current milieu in medicine and science, and then talk to the community about where our school year will go. And I'm thrilled this afternoon to be able to welcome members of your family and friends to UMass Chan, and to each of you to express my thrill at your now accepting the call to nursing. This is always a very meaningful ceremony to me because nurses have played a very important role in my life. In my very first day as an intern in the intensive care unit, I had to look after 4 patients. And I went on Sunday night to learn a little bit about them and then show up on Monday morning and about 5 o'clock, and I start to learn the 4 patients. And it's 7:20, and the 4th patient is left to learn, and the patient happens to be a VIP, so that's why I had saved that person till last. And now I don't have very much time, and in 10 minutes I have to present this patient to rounds. And so I walked in, and a nurse was in the corner of that room. And the patient was in the bed here. The charting area was there. She was facing the corner. And I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, "Excuse me, could you give me the eyes and nose and daily weights and tell me a little bit about this patient?" And because for me, this was going to be a lifeline. And when she turned around, I said, "I'm going to marry you." And I did. It's a 100% true story. See, nobody ever went out with me. Nobody. I was 100% focused on, I'm going to be a doctor. And there were no distractions along the way. If you want me to continue the story just for a minute, she doesn't know this at the moment, by the way, and she starts telling me about the patient. So when you're a new intern, I'm going to get serious in a minute, but I'm just warming you up a little bit, all right? So when you're an intern in the intensive care unit, you can't go to lunch, but you can go get lunch. And so I went down to get my lunch, and while I was there, a bunch of my buddies were in the lunchroom, and I said, I've met the woman I'm going to marry. And they look at me like, "You've never had a girlfriend. What the hell are you talking about? You've only been up there 4 hours. You've got ICU psychosis. I mean, this is like really bad." It's a true story. And Mary Ellen was in the room with the patient about 10 minutes of 1, maybe 20 minutes later, and all these surgeons walked through the room. And she goes, "What's going on? Is this patient going to surgery? Nobody told me." And they go, oh, sorry, we must have the wrong room. Look, you got to turn these cameras off, by the way. If she ever hears I'm telling this story, I'm dead meat. And anyways, so I was in bed too, taking care of that patient, and they all kind of went by, like, giving me the thumbs up sign. So anyways, that's a true story. And we're 42 years married now, and thank you. Typically, she joins me this evening, but she's on grandmother duty this evening, and so she's with our grandchildren. Now, I tell you that story in a way to express a bit of humility, that the doctor would walk into the room with the nurse and say to the nurse, "You know way more about this patient than I do. Will you please help me?" I think one of the big differences of your joining your profession now compared to when Dean Vitello and some of our faculty joined the profession, I was part of an era of what I would call bilge and purge. Put all the knowledge into the doctor's head, have the doctor put that out on a test. The doctor was sort of the head of the team. The doctor was, the one who entered the room, and everybody sort of followed along. And I think that's completely changed now. In the current generation, the doctor is part of a team. And the team is focused in a very central way in caring for the person that it's our privilege to care for. And in every way, our expectation now is that each profession practice at the top of their license. And all of you recognize that, much like Mary Ellen in those days, you are, so highly qualified and so committed that the patient does better with your full attention and care than it does if, some big shot doctor walks in and thinks they know everything and says this is the way it's going to be. Now, in many times in my career, the relationship between the doctor and the nurses that I had the privilege to work with has made it enormously better for the patient, enormously better. I can think of many instances when we were in a big crunch. I can remember an evening when 3 young men hit a wall going 100 miles an hour. And when the car hits the wall, the internal organs in the body keep moving. You don't realize it, but with that level of force and torque. And one of the young men ended up, we knew it later, that had a tear in his aorta. But I remember the team of, to this day, I remember the team of nurses working together with me because the young boy kept saying to me, "Doc, I'm going to die. I'm going to die, Doc. Help me, Doc. I'm going to die." And the 3 or 4 of us who were working together, there were 2 nurses with me and one coming and going with what we needed, and we were trying to bring everything. And unfortunately, when the boy's aorta burst, and 2 heartbeats later, he died. And it was an incredible moment for us because we recognized, in that moment, we recognized that we were the last people to be with this young man in the final moments of his life. And shortly thereafter, we brought his parents, who had been called to the emergency room, in a way for them to say goodbye for the final time. And when we were together an hour or so later, we thought to ourselves how incredible it was that we spent those last moments with their son, and then the next moments of the parents' lives with them, and how we recognized that in those moments, in each of those moments, that experience would be forever emblazoned in their minds. And I remember saying to the 2 nurses who had been with me throughout how critical it was that together we acted the way we did, we practiced, we knew exactly what we needed to do, and we executed. And we did it to the best we could, even though the result wasn't as good. Now, I'm not here to be Debbie Downer because I'm going to tell you one more story. In, I've got to get the year right, in 1984, I was the senior in the emergency room during the Boston Marathon. And in 1984, in 1998, a guy showed up to my office and said, I'd like to see Dr. Collins. Now, I'm not being a wise guy, but kind of a lot of people show up and say they want to see Dr. Collins, right? It's just like, and the person at the front said, "Well, do you have an appointment?" "No, I don't have an appointment." "Well, most people have an appointment, and if he just doesn't, he's busy with something. "Well, I really would like to see him." And she said, "Look, a lot of people would like to see him." No, really. I've just been over to see one of the doctors, and they suggested I go to see him. And so the guy walked, the woman, my admin came down and said, "This guy out there said he really needs to see you. And he seems like a really nice guy. I think maybe, it would be okay if we do." So anyway, I go out to see the guy. And he said, "I'm here to thank you." And he told me who he was, and I said, "What are you thanking me for?" He said, "In 1984, I was running the Boston Marathon, and I had a cardiac arrest in Cleveland Circle. And I came into the emergency room in full arrest. And you were the senior in the emergency room. And the team that you led saved my life." Now, I remember it like it was yesterday. Why do I remember it? Because about 40 minutes into the code, it was the consensus of the team that maybe it was time. We didn't have a rhythm yet, and we kept working on it, and it was just, you know, and I said to myself, and I said to the team, I said, this guy was running the marathon. He's in, you know, gym shorts, sneakers, got a number on his thing. He's running a marathon. This is going to be a marathon. We're not going to give up until we can save this guy's life. And everybody stuck with me. It wasn't they said, oh, you know, who do you think you are? They stuck with me. And eventually we were able to get a rhythm. We were able to get a cardiologist down there to put a wire in there. We were able to get to the unit. We were able to pace his heart. And in 1988, he comes in to thank me. It was a team of people. It was a team of doctors and nurses. And I will tell you, in that moment, in that room, in that code, the nurses were the ones who saved his life, because the person who runs the code kind of sits back and says, do this, do this, do this, and they do it. And this guy lived as a result of what we did together. All right, now, why do I tell you these two stories? The reason I tell you these two stories is very shortly, your dean is going to give you a pin. And that pin is going to forever emblazon whatever you're wearing. And like the badge of a policeman, the name tag of someone else, the stethoscope around a doctor's head, the pin will forever identify you as a nurse of UMass Chan. And I'm now at the point where I recognize that one of the very important responsibilities we have as stewards of your education is to be sure that we get it right, because there could be a moment in the near future when one of you takes care of us. Now, I guarantee you that those who mentored me back in the day would have never, ever thought that was going to happen to them. Of that, I am certain. Because one of the greatest privileges of my life was to take care of my chief in the final 10 days of his life, when he was in his home, in his bed, in his living room, and I was there in the final days. Now, in my mindset, many generations later, I look at each of you and say, when might it be that you come and hold my hand? When might that be? And I don't think of it as this is not something that to me is out there. You know, this is real, this is reality. This is reality for me. Might it be when you are the nurse that holds Mary Ellen's hand? Or will it be when you are informing the doctor about the care of one of our children? Or would it be when you are looking after one of our grandchildren? Maybe it will be if one of you holds my hand, whether it's in an office or a hospital bed, or perhaps during a resuscitation. And what I want you to know, one of the most important things I want you to know, is the great pride that we will have calling you one of our own because you look after the patient with the UMass Chan pin. And I have one simple request. On the night in which you received your pin, I hope you will recognize what a great privilege it was for me to be able to congratulate you in person and to welcome your families to UMass Chan. It's an enormous privilege for me to have the opportunity to do that. And what I would ask you, each of you, is if you have the opportunity to hold my hand or Mary Ellen's or one of our children's or one of our grandchildren, and I was told I need to say them by name, Mia and Tessa and Mikey and Kenny and Jack. They're filming this, you see, and they'll watch it later, and I didn't mention them by name the other day, I just called them grandchildren. If it is in one of those moments that you hold one of their hands, I hope you will see it as a privilege. I hope you will recognize that what I am saying, even if the words can't come out of my mouth, I hope you will realize that the words I'm saying are, please come and see me and hold my hand. And when you do, because I have confidence that this tremendous faculty has imbued in you the knowledge of how important that will be, when you do, I hope you will hold my hand with esteem. To each and every one of you, I offer my hearty congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Collins. I would like to invite Dr. Dean Vitello, Dean of the Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing, for her remarks.
Thank you, Akwasi. And unfortunately, Chancellor Collins had to leave, but I wanted to also thank him for his words of inspiration. So on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing, I would like to also welcome you, and first of all, congratulate all of you as you enter the profession of nursing, one of the most privileged professions. As a nurse for 49 years, next year's my big 50, I love pinning because I get to welcome you all into this profession. So, and I also want to thank your family members and your loved ones because they've stood by you as you went through your graduate entry pathway, which is probably a blink right about now, right? A distant memory or a painful one, maybe? Not with faculty like this. All right, so each pinning I try to think about a theme, and my theme tonight is about curiosity. And it's also about evidence-based practice because I think we really need to make sure we keep the science in healthcare and the innovation in healthcare. The nursing pin you're receiving is more a symbol of completion of a program of the graduate entry pathway. It really represents a calling to service, a lifelong journey of learning, and the trust society places in all of us as guardians of their health. As I said, my theme is curiosity and evidence-based practice. Why did I pick these two themes? Because to me, they go hand in hand, and they will serve as a compass as you begin your careers in nursing. Curiosity is a spark that drives us to ask questions, such as, why is my patient responding like that? What can I do differently? What about all the rituals of our practice? Can we do something different? Do we need to do something different? It is that curiosity that keeps us alert, open-minded, and humble in the face of ever-changing healthcare. It does prevent us from becoming complacent and inspires us all to continually improve. Evidence-based practice, however, is the bridge that connects that spark of curiosity to what I believe is better patient outcomes. It is what turns your questions, your curiosity, your clinical inquiry into projects, your quality improvement projects, your research projects. And then by grounding your care in the best available evidence, clinical expertise, and the patient's values, you ensure that nursing remains not only a profession of compassion, but also one of science, integrity, and innovation. And remember, we need to ground our profession in science. So as you put on your pin tonight, and as I hand you your pin, I want you to carry the courage to remain curious, to never stop asking questions, and to integrate evidence into every aspect of your practice, because your patients are going to depend on it, not just for your skills, but your ability to listen, to think critically, and to seek out the best possible path forward for your patients. On behalf of the faculty, mentor, and loved ones, I congratulate you. May your curiosity lead to new discoveries, and may your commitment to evidence-based practice guide you to excellence in the care of every patient you encounter. Congratulations, and welcome to the privileged profession of nursing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Vitello. I would like to take a moment to recognize the incredible faculty of the Graduate Entry Pathway Program. It is a privilege to work with you, and I could not be more appreciative of your hard work over the course of this year. If you are here, please stand as I mention your name. Dr. Rita Amwa. Dr. Nancy Basamian. Dr. Amanda Conan. Dr. Mary Fisher. Dr. Omana Cole. Dr. Thin Malatesta. And Dr. Rose Kronziasemi. And of course, me, right? All right. So I wanted to also appreciate our amazing staff. You know, they do so much work behind the scenes. I would like to recognize Sue Collette. She's so amazing. And also our amazing administrative assistant, Daniel Blow. And Jennifer DiPagua. I know Jenny's not here today. And then when we also go to the admission office, right, our amazing staff over there, our support services, we have Alicia Collins is here. And Diane Brusher. And then Kim Kramer. Thank you all. Tonight, we also like to thank our adjunct faculty, preceptors, and clinical faculty who graciously give of their time and share their expertise with our students throughout the year. Their names are listed in the evening's program. Thank you from all of us at the Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing for your contribution to the success of our learners. Now, we will start the awards portion of the program. The description of each award is also in your program. Outstanding Clinical Partner Award. Is Peter Vecchirelli here? Peter? Over here, please, Peter. This evening, we are proud to present the outstanding the Clinical Partner Award to Fuller Hospital. Most of you know Peter is one of our GEP alumnus, right? He's also currently the Chief Nursing Officer at Fuller Hospital. So Peter, this is what Peter, this is what our students are saying about Fuller and also about your amazing leadership at Fuller Hospital. Fuller Hospital stands out as a dynamic learning environment where GAP students are empowered to grow both personally and professionally. Through hands-on experience and meaningful collaboration with interprofessional teams, students continuously refine their nursing practice and deliver high-quality patient care. The hospital's welcoming and supportive atmosphere fosters confidence, skill development, and exposure to a diverse range of patient populations. In the words of students, this is what they are saying, Peter. My experience at Fuller Hospital was extremely enriching. The staff demonstrated exceptional professionalism and teamwork. I learned a lot about caring for individuals in the mental health setting and had a wonderful time working with patients at Fuller Hospital. One student also said, doing clinicals at Fuller helped me get accustomed to working with patients who struggle with severe mental health conditions. Build my boundaries, and as you all know, boundaries are very important, right? As a nurse, right? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Build my boundaries as a nurse and become more mindful of my words, what we say, behaviors, and energy. I learned a lot from seeing examples of how nurses handle real-life situations, hearing the perspectives of a nurse, leaders at Fuller, and discussing how we might handle them ourselves. I am grateful for all the nurses and staff at Fuller Hospital. They welcome and introduce us to a different side of nursing that we hadn't experienced before. We were able to live, and truly experience the unique challenges and rewards of psychiatric care. It was an eye-opening and valuable learning opportunity that deepened our understanding of mental health nursing. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Joe.
Dr. Mary Fisher.
Good evening. I'm deeply honored to present this year's Outstanding Preceptor Award. A preceptor's role is to provide knowledge and feedback, guiding students through the complexities of their nursing specialty. However, this year's recipient has gone above and beyond, truly empowering students to take charge of their own learning. I'd like to invite Carol Agassi to join me here on the podium. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Carol. She has worked in multiple settings in OBGYN nursing, most recently as charge nurse in reproductive medicine at Newton Wellesley Hospital. Over the past 2 years, she's supported our school as a clinical instructor in our maternity course, and this summer in the capstone immersion course. She possesses a wealth of knowledge both in perinatal nursing and in principles of education and learning. Comments from students reflect her influence as a role model and inspiration, describing Carol as an amazing instructor who is patient, approachable, and open to questions. She takes time to explain complex concepts, guide students in gaining comfort and confidence with procedures, and foster a positive and encouraging environment, which has a transformative impact on clinical knowledge and judgment. Carol, our learners praise your professional integrity and empathy to students, staff, and patients, as well as your expertise and passion for maternity care. Said one student, Carol is the epitome of what a clinical instructor should be. Clearly, you have made a lasting impression on our students. Thank you for your invaluable support and dedication to our students and to maternity nursing. It has been an honor to work with you, and I look forward to continued collaboration in the future. Congratulations. Thank you. Sorry.
Dr. Rose Kronz-Yasemi.
Hi. All right. So the GEP faculty are proud to present award for the academic excellence to Abigail Patnode, and Benjamin Potts. So let our remarks. So it's a privilege to recognize these two outstanding individuals for academic excellence. So faculty describe Abigail as a student who exemplifies intellectual humility, an essential precursor to knowledge acquisition. She consistently recognized and embraced her intellectual limitations within the nursing discipline, using them as a springboard to seek deeper understanding to the content taught. This characteristic was evidenced in her active participation during lab discussions, her thoughtful reflection on learned lab skills, and her engagement in both acute and community clinical settings. Abigail also demonstrated a strong commitment to academic excellence by thoroughly understanding course requirements and consistently submitting thoughtful, well-researched work that supported her development of lab skills. Congratulations, Abigail. Your dedication and pursuit of excellence are truly commendable. Congratulations. Ben. Ben has worked incredibly hard on his coursework in his gap year, dedicating long hours to studying. Ben has shown that he wants to truly understand the material rather than just memorizing to achieve a good grade. But not surprisingly, his efforts has also led him to exemplify grades in very challenging academic programs. Ben is thoughtful and reflective in his approach to the complex material he has been asked with learning, which will serve him well as a nurse and a future MP. Congratulations to the both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Rose Kronjasemi. Dr. Amanda Kone.
It is a privilege to recognize two outstanding individuals for the Spirit of Nursing Award, Marie Wing Maher and Raphael Ray Reformato. I'm going to start with Marie. We are happy to honor Marie Wing-Maher. Before beginning the GEP program, Marie spent over 2 decades in the information technology field before deciding that it was time to follow her dream and become a nurse. Over the past year, she has demonstrated remarkable resilience and perseverance while successfully navigating rigorous coursework, clinical rotations, and the ever-present responsibility of parenting teenagers. By blending the perspectives of her unique life experiences with her newly acquired nursing knowledge, Marie has truly embraced what it means to be a nurse, bringing a thoughtful approach to all her interactions and her advocacy for patients and families. Her tireless commitment to becoming a nurse is a powerful example that it is never too late to follow one's heart and beautifully reflects the spirit of nursing. We are also very happy to honor Raphael Ray Reformato with the Spirit of Nursing Award. Rafi stands out for his professionalism, positive attitude, and engagement with those around him. He was often one of the last students in my classroom at the end of the day, staying to chat with and encourage his peers as they navigated the challenges of a pre-licensure nursing program. His positive attitude in the face of difficulties is an important characteristic of a nurse. I also often observed Rafi interacting with peers during active learning activities and in the nursing skills lab. Across these settings, he consistently maintained a mature, professional demeanor while showing warmth and enthusiasm toward others, including simulated patients. He is someone I would trust to provide nursing care to myself or a family member. Congratulations, Rafi and Marie.
Marie. Thank you, Dr. Corning. Dr. Rita Moore.
It's an honor to present the Clinical Excellence Award to these two people, Megan Daly and Robert Minez. So this is what clinical instructors across all rotations said about Megan. One of them said, Megan clearly applies what she learns in the classroom in her clinical practice. She prioritizes patient needs effectively and consistently performs throughout assessment. She provides culturally sensitive care to every patient she encounters. Megan is respectful, professional, punctual, and always comes prepared. The other clinical instructor said, during rounds, Megan communicated clearly and confidently. She welcomed feedback and embraced every learning opportunity. Here are some quotes from clinical instructors also about Bobby, as we affectionately call him. Bobby demonstrates honesty, integrity, and respect while in clinic. He shows a strong sense of responsibility in nursing practice, identifying priority and developing appropriate interventions. Bobby is aware of cultural differences in patient care and integrates that awareness into his practice. Excellent, he is excellent with medication administration. He comes fully prepared, organized, and knowledgeable. Megan and Bobby, your dedication, professionalism, and compassionate care have made a lasting impact. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Show that. Right.
Thank you, Dr. Rita Amwa. Dr. Thane Malatesta.
Good evening. I am proud to present the 2025 Daisy Award to K.N. Davis. Looks so beautiful. K.N. is very dedicated to becoming a nurse. She seeks out and utilizes resources to improve her knowledge and skills to enhance her practice. She is steadfast and demonstrates great resolve as well as grace when faced with challenging situations. She is caring and considerate. She's a wonderful exemplar of professionalism. For your compassionate care as a nursing student, the Foundation wants to recognize you with a sculpture called A Healer's Touch. Each piece is hand-carved by the artists of the Shona tribe in Zimbabwe. The design was selected for how it showcases the unique relationship nurses have with their patients and because the Shona people recognize the importance of their healers in the community. They feel about their healers the same way the Daisy Foundation feels about nurses. They are treasures to their community. Congratulations, KN.
Thank you, Dr. Thane Malatasta. I would like to invite Elena Soffit up the podium to share with you the origins and significance of the nursing pin.
Good evening. It's an honor to be speaking about the history of the pin. The nursing pin has a long history dating back to the Crusades of the 12th century. The earliest version of the nursing pin was thought to be the Maltese cross worn on the uniforms of the Crusaders, who cared for and tended to the sick and wounded soldiers. The crosses were a symbol of the knights who would provide medical treatment and were large enough to be seen on the battlefield. Centuries later, Florence Nightingale was honored during the 1860s with the Red Cross of St. George for her gallant efforts during the Crimean War. She, in turn, began recognizing her most diligent and exceptional nursing graduates with a Medal of Excellence. Over the years, the medal evolved to a pin, and by the late 19th century, it became the standard of practice to reward not only the most distinguished, but all nursing graduates with a pin during a special ceremony. The first pinning ceremony was held in 1880 at the Nightingale School of Nursing at Bellevue Hospital, New York. The nursing pin distinguishes the institution from which the nurse received their training. Today's nursing pins are unique to each nursing school and designed to be worn as a symbol of pride and excellence. The Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing pins are awarded in celebration of students' completion of the pre-licensure year of the Graduate Entry Pathway Program. This is a symbol of welcoming them into the profession of nursing. The pin representing the graduate entry pathway was designed by a student committee from the class of 2007. Inside the shield, the column with the entwined snake symbolizes wisdom. Inside the shield, above the shield, the eagle's wings symbolize protection. The star symbolizes the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as one of the original colonies. The star also stands for nobility of purpose. The laurel leaves symbolize both pride and triumph. The words education, research, service, and practice refer to the mission of the Chingfen Graduate School of Nursing.
Thank you, Elena. We will now begin the pinning ceremony. Students will receive their pin from Dean Vitello and their certificate of graduation from Dr. Priscilla Gazarian, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. So can we please, students, can we please get up and be in the queue? Jasprit Badwal. Magdalene Benetti Terrasio. Amanda Berry. Ray Castelli. Laura Qualtos. Jacqueline Daggett. Megan Daly. Kay-Ann Davis. Brendan Debson. Maria Gabriela Arellano de Sousa. Protiva Duta. Tenara Goncalves. Lillian Harmon. Maysoon Isaac. Jennifer Krahela. Abba Kula. Adi Liboff. Zoe Loney. Jennifer Matthias. Jennifer Mealy. Robert Muniz. Nadia Naoshi. Marlena O'Brien. Abigail Patnod. Timmy Pon-Sampon. Elsie Posen. Benjamin Popkis. Rafael Ray Refamado. Emma Shaw. And Alexander Sherwood is not here today. He is on a military duty, so let's at least give him. So AJ is not here today. But AJ, if you are watching, thank you for your service. Elena Sophie. Saw Ithal Tall. Stephanie Valladares. Marie Wing Mehe. And Sally Wu. Sally is also not coming in today. So Sally, thank you. Congratulations to the GAP class of 2025. And now I would like to invite Celie Timmy Ponsonpon, the student speaker for the class of 2025, to share some thoughts with you.
Hi, everybody. I wish we had a stand up here. I'm kind of short for this. All right. Good evening, faculty, staff, families, friends, and my fellow classmates. As a proud Lao American from a family of refugees and the first generation to be born here, this moment means more than I can say. Not just for me, but for the journey it represents. I want to start a story about a child I know. This child was born with Chancellor below. Yes, we learned this in lecture. I know it felt like a lifetime ago. It's a congenital heart defect with 4 different malformations, because apparently one wasn't enough. This baby needed multiple open heart surgeries throughout their life. The family was terrified, confused, and desperate to understand what was happening. As the child grew up, they weren't allowed to play contact sports. They watched neighborhood friends hop into a red minivan for wrestling practice, as they stayed behind waiting for them to come home to play outside. A long scar down their chest reminded them daily that they were different. For years, they felt insecure and didn't know how to answer when someone asked how they got it, or why they couldn't participate in activities like the other kids. And then one day, they couldn't take it anymore. They persuaded their overprotective family to let them try out for the wrestling team. Just once, that small act of courage changed everything, because thanks to the dedication of the physicians, the nurse practitioners, nurses, and the rest of the healthcare team, this child not only survived, they thrived. They live a full life and becoming even a collegiate student athlete. As they grew, they felt called to give back, to advocate for patients, to comfort families during terrifying moments, and to help people heal. That child is me. Somehow, against all odds, caffeine limits, a mannequin that blinks and makes weird noises at you, and waiting for days for computerized exam results that should have been graded in minutes. We made to pinning, from wearing those ugly khaki scrubs. We're out here in we're out here in now. Oh, okay. During the heat of the moment of this program, most of us had the same thought. Am I going to make it? 50 credits in 12 months? Sure, why not? Let's throw in 16 hours of clinical each week, procrastinating until the last minute to study for ATI and pharmacology exam that may or may not cause permanent trauma. But here we are, standing at the finish line, or maybe at the starting line. Either way, we know how to clean patients with dignity, make a life or death decision on 3 hours of sleep, and most importantly, document like our lives and potential lawsuit depends on it. We came into a program from all walks of life: wedding cake taster, researcher, teachers, and those ready to work in the healthcare. I co-own a roofing business and train as an electrician. Then I decided to become an EMT, and let me tell you, I thought I knew chaos, and I joined the GEP nursing program. Some of us left jobs, cities, and relationships, even countries, to be here. Some of us lost people along the way. And still, we showed up together. And we didn't just survive, we grew into the kind of people you want at your bedside on the worst day of your life. We learned that compassion doesn't always come from a form of perfect care plan. Sometimes it's just sitting with someone in silence, or advocating for a patient no one else hears, or reminding your classmate, we're in this together. Now, as we step into our roles as RNs and train becoming future nurse practitioners, let's remember what carried us through: emotional resilience, community, and to be real, pure, unfiltered stubbornness. To our faculty, thank you for believing in us, challenging us, and pretending not to notice when we're falling asleep in class. To our families and loved ones, thank you for feeding us, cheering us on, and gently talking us out of quitting. I want to give a special shout out to the mothers in this program. Kids. Kids, please give your mom the biggest hug. Tell her how proud you are. It'll mean the world to her. And all to the significant others who support their loved ones along the way, thank you. It's emotionally taxing. You handle the roller coaster, the constant work, load rents, and the I'm tired tech like champions. Trust me, as a man in the program, I feel your pain every day. And let's be honest, men are probably worse with their emotions. To my classmates, you are some of the smartest, wireless, most inspiring, and supportive humans I've ever met. I've seen you hold space for patients, for each other, and for yourself. This profession is lucky to have you, to care for patients like me. So let's go forward, not just as good nurses, but as good humans and great leaders. Let's be a kind of nurse who shows up, speaks up, and lifts others along the way. Congratulations, GEP class of 2025. Let's go save the world, one care plan. And a Celsius at a time. One more thing, shout out to the nurses in the building.
Thank you, Timmy. That is so amazing. We'd like to introduce our classmate, our colleague, right? We are now colleagues, right? I told you, right? Do you remember May of 24? Jasprit, can you please come and lead us in the nursing pledge?
Okay. Hi, guys. Traditionally, physicians and nurses pledge to serve their community and their profession. Our pledge is adapted from the Nightingale Pledge written in 1893 to honor Florence Nightingale by the community at the Farring Training School for Nurses in Detroit, Michigan. The pledge was based on the Hippocratic Oath. While we have updated the pledge to reflect the contemporary nursing practice, the basic premises of integrity and service remain the same. Will the graduate entry pathway class of 2025 please stand and recite the pledge with me? I solemnly pledge myself in the presence of this assembly to practice my profession of nursing faithfully, and shape the environment in which care occurs, so that the promise of caring may be fulfilled. I will center my practice on the welfare of those in my care, honoring the fullness of their humanity. I will hold in confidence all professional matters committed to my keeping. I will refrain from any action and will not knowingly take any action that will do harm. I will maintain and elevate the standards of my profession through reasoned inquiry and faithful scholarship, and by embodying the integrity expected of me by my peers and those I serve. You may be seated. I'd like to invite Dean Vitello to the podium, who will be sharing her closing remarks.
Okay, so I mentioned I've been a nurse for 49 years. I've also been your dean for 9 years, and I have to tell you, this was one of the most poignant pinnings. And thanks to you, Timmy, for sharing your story. Congratulations. It's amazing what draws us to nursing. And so, Timmy, I was also a patient and then became a nurse. So I know that feeling also well. And you have entered an incredible profession, a profession where we get to hold people's hands, we get to pray with them at the end of life, we get to welcome new life, and we get to care for those in all walks of life, in all areas. We get to work on cruise ships. We get to work, some of us get to work on cruise ships. I worked ICUs most of my career, so I was like Chancellor Collins said, I was busy holding hearts that were perforating and chest tubes bleeding out, so I didn't get to really work on cruise ships, although it might have been nice. There's still hope for me. You know. Who knows? I really do want to welcome you all, but I also want to thank your families and the loved ones and the mothers here, because I was a mother going through nursing school, and it's not easy, let me tell you. It is really not easy. So congratulations, first of all, to all of you, to the mothers, to the fathers of this program, and also to your loved ones who have supported you through your toughest year, and the other 3 years, you'll kind of fly by. The DMP faculty are not going to be happy hearing that from me, but that's okay. You wore the badge of courage getting through this accelerated program. And next year, we have the privilege of starting a new program, calling it our Direct Entry Master's Program, and we're really excited about that. But I also want to mention that I did look at where you were all from, where you got your bachelor's degrees, and this is the most diverse group of students in my 9 years. You have come from Florida, Maryland, from out of the country. You have had degrees in so many different arenas, and that's the richness that you all bring to nursing. I know I have been accused of an affinity bias. All right, now what's an affinity bias? Well, I was a second second career into nursing, and you are second careers into nursing. And that is something, we look at nursing very differently because we didn't come in as 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. We came in having other careers. And that is what brings beautiful tapestry, I believe, to nursing. And so it is with a great deal of privilege and proudness that I welcome you to this incredible profession of nursing. Now, I am between you and refreshments up at the Cube, so please exit out of here and go up to the 3rd floor, and we're going to get into the Cube for a change. We're usually downstairs, but we've elevated this class. We're going into the Cube. So, good night and thank you all.
Congratulations. Families and friends, can we please remain seated while students exit out?